I just wanted to share an appeal that we're doing in Uganda to try and raise funds for some primary school kids, secondary school kids, minor seminary boys, and senior seminary boys. And this is a work that I've been doing with Father Francis Mugabe since for the last 4 years, since we met on Loch Derg during COVID, and he went back to Uganda, and we've been helping him. Obviously, if you put yourself forward to help, you're going to get more and more requests. But as I said to Father Francis, every time a child comes looking for education, he says, "Can we educate this?" And I said, well, we can't just turn a child away. And it's not just education. They also get fed when they're being educated. So, 200 years ago, we had no structures, and, education became a vital key to get out of poverty. And so we need to much is given, much is expected. To be totally transparent, I don't have an Irish charity yet, sadly. I don't have the time to actually go through setting up a charity. So we're receiving money and we're sending it to Father Francis. However, he has the support of his bishop. So if you are interested in going out and auditing the situation out there, or meeting some of the kids, or speaking to Father Francis, or speaking to the bishop, or speaking to the school, I'll leave you all the details here in this video so that you can feel free to investigate. I'm not taking this money to go on a vacation to the Bahamas, and the money actually goes to Deacon Paul here in Ireland, who sends it on to Father Francis, and hopefully we'll be able to structuralize this in a charity. But the reality is I had looked for another charity in Ireland maybe that would help manage this, but we simply haven't been able to just coordinate it. And again, I didn't plan to do this. I didn't plan to be educating hundreds of kids in Uganda. It just fell into my lap, and I said I'll keep going. And and the need is great. There is a lot of need. Anyway, I'm just going to go through the list of all of the kids here we're educating, the costs, and give you an understanding of the cost structure that we're facing at the moment in Uganda. And again, feel free to contact Father Francis directly yourself. Feel free to contact his bishop, his diocese out in Uganda, and then you get an idea of what we're doing. And in the grand scheme of things, as many charities go, our little project isn't too expensive for the amount of kids we're educating. But anyway, I'm just going to bring you through this. So if you could donate something to this, we would be really, really grateful. And I'll put a link below in this video, in the description. It's so that you can go in and donate. The money will go to Deacon Paul here in Ireland, who sends it across to Father Francis. I don't get the money here, but I do want to thank everybody that has done so much on this little project. We really appreciate it. If you're a member of this channel, if you've clicked on the membership button on this channel, you do not need to be going and donating anymore, because your monthly fee on this channel, I send it all to Father Francis every month. I have the receipts on that, and Father Francis can show you the receipts, generally speaking, and some of the monetization on this channel we also send. Trying to not that there's much here to send through, but it does cost a little bit to do this mini project. Not that I had intended to set it out to do, but just so you're aware, if you're a member of this channel, you're already donating to the kids. You don't need to take any. I mean, you're free to donate more if you want, but you're already donating. It's already going to Father Francis every single month. It's a great way to help. So all of the membership fee, it's going to children, seminarians. We're able to send it over as well. So it's handy in that way, that we have a set fee to send over, set amount of money to send over to Father Francis every month. But it doesn't cover anywhere near how much we need. It might cover 10% of what we've committed to in a year, but it's something, and I just wanted to thank people for that. Anyway, just going to show you the structure, what we're doing, getting a window into what we're dealing with. And if you'd like to send us a small donation, it would be really, really appreciated. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye. So I'm just going to take you through the fees that we're funding for some kids in Uganda, secondary school kids, and some seminarians, minor and major. The cost per year is, where there's 3 semesters, it's 3 times €38. So we had hoped that we could get one person to sponsor each child every year. However, we didn't get the total number, so we're really running on a shoestring here. We, as much money as we get, we send it in, and once people hear about this, they want to they want to send their kids. Now, there are some very, very poor kids here that are extremely intelligent and bright, and if you don't help them in their education, they'll be lost. They'll never get it, and it's the only way out of poverty is education. It is the one way to get a family out of poverty, is to actually educate them, especially if the child wants to be educated. If the child wants an education, we should be able to help them. And so this €38 per semester includes food and the school fees. There isn't school education isn't free in Uganda. So anyway, we have all of these kids, and again, feel free to contact the schools. I've put them here. Feel free to contact the diocese, Father Francis. You can get an idea. So these are all of the kids that we're educating in primary school level, 134. Now, Father Francis has said there are a few more in there. He just hasn't included them in the file, and that's okay. So then we have some secondary school kids here. The fees are a little bit more per semester. It's €84 per semester. Some of these other ones, secondary schools that we're sending a few kids to, not too many, sadly. And then the minor seminary and the major seminary. The minor seminary actually costs more than the major seminary. So it costs more to educate a child at the minor seminary than in the major seminary. And then we have to pay for some exams and some school books. So the total number, excluding the major seminary, which we kind of lead aside, the total number that we're looking for is about the guts of €12,000, €11,886. That's really what we're looking for, just for these, for the primary school, secondary school, and the minor seminary fees. So to give you an idea. Now, if we had more money, we'd educate more kids, especially at a primary school level. I think the cost of educating a primary school child is so small in European standards. It's a pity we're not able to do a little bit more there, because it's €38. €38 per semester to educate and feed your child. I mean, one grind lesson in Ireland, which is a private tutor, one private tutor lesson in Ireland is 25 to €40, and that's 1 hour or 1.5 hours of a private tutor in Ireland. It costs what it costs to educate a primary school child for one semester, and include in that some food. So this is just some of the money that we're spending on. Now, we have receipts from Father Francis. We keep all the receipts and stuff in case somebody's asking, well, who is this guy on YouTube collecting money? But hopefully someday, if some Catholic in Ireland would help us to found a charity, we would like to do that, so that we could get maybe some tax status or something like this in Ireland, or I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about charities. I've never run one. I've never operated one. I didn't think I would get involved in this, but we just get money and send it on, and collect receipts. So trying to, as best we can, help out in this situation. So 134 primary school children, and we could do a lot more there. We could really educate thousands if we could. Secondary school children, not that many. It's a lot more expensive, but as these primary school children move through education, it would be good to help them. And then we have the major seminarians here as well. So and Father Francis, who's managing this, works in the major seminary. He's a doctor of canon law, and so he's working in the major seminary. So again, if you feel free to contact him or his bishop, schools, we'll leave it open so people can see. We're trying to be as transparent as possible on this mini project. Anyway, God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.